Welcome, one and all, to Vellum and Vale. We are two friends who wanted to make something together, and this is the result. I'm Bernard, your lore master, and with me is Jen, the bear chief. We hope you enjoy our first experiment, a one-on-one D&D 5e game. And if you do, we ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. With the introduction and a standard social media spiel out of the way, Jen, please take it from here.
Sure thing. How this is going to work is that Bernard is the game master and I am the player. But instead of my character being all alone, Bernard and I have put together a few party members to join her. This is inspired by RPG games like Dragon Age and Baldur's Gate, games we both have loved for a very long time. My character will try and lead her party to victory, and I'll control them in battle, but Bernard will give them dialogue, emotions, and descriptions of their actions.
Our first game is a playthrough of Dangerous Designs from Explorer's Guide to Wildmount. Please note that we have no association with, nor are we sponsored by, Wizards of the Coast or Critical Role. Everything that belongs to them still belongs to them, and we are operating under fair use. What belongs to us is the characters we make, our voices, etc. More information in the description.
Okay, enough preamble. Now onwards to the video.
Let's get back to where we were as the party continues their new investigation in Hupperduke. You are in Lower Hupperduke, and you have some possible leads after talking to some people in the Setswa. You got some stuff about there's some stuff going missing lately, and think that it might have something to do with the trouble at Gearhole Prison last night. Although others think it might be a crime since Gremlin. Hilda recalled that the kobolds involved in last night's incident had red clay stuck to their feet, and after asking around, was pointed in the direction of Lay of the Land, a local herbalist shop. And Melwyn heard from some people that a Goliath and kobold were seen running towards the north end of the city. Melwyn also noted that Honoria seemed a bit bothered by an attempted interaction with one of the patrons of the inn, during which a clunking sound came from inside Honoria. And when Melwyn saw through Honoria's attempts at deception, well, Honoria admitted that she's not a local. She's actually from the Manazra Coast. She doesn't know how she got here, but she has been changed by whatever experience and part of that is part of her body being different. She didn't go into details, but just said there is some odd stuff to her now. She doesn't have to sleep. She doesn't really have to eat, nor drink. And, well, not sure what's that all about, but Melwyn didn't press and said that they can all talk about it at some other time, whenever Annoyance is comfortable. And as the group gathers back together and heads off into Hupperduke, let's pick up where we left off. The party, your party members look around, maybe blinking a little bit in the sun. Bastion says, "All right, so where do you think we should head first?"
I kind of like the idea of going to that herbalist to see what's up with that stuff that was on the kobold's feet.
Ah, yes. Lay of the Land is what I was told is the name of the shop. Apparently the proprietor knows about the local soil and such than most others in town.
That sounds good to me.
No objections here. Well, all right. Lead the way. Hilda, having gotten the direction, get the party headed. And Jen, do me a favor and roll a d6.
Oh, okay. 6.
All right, so you make your way to Lay of the. So Sitswallow Lodge is actually located sort of the northern end of town. So you're kind of in the area where Sken Zabris and her sole remaining kobold collaborator would have ended up. But the lay of the land are located closer to Gearhold Prison. The western end, where it really butts up against the bottom of the cliffs that lead up to Upper Hup, and the stairs and mechanical lift that head up there. The shop, after you wind through the streets of the Iron, is a wedge shaped hutch of smoke stained thatch and wood. There's a faded sign that bears the name Lay of the Land, which dangles above the door. When you enter into the shaded interior, you are greeted by all manner of smells, from pungent fungi to dried wheat to some burning incense. A human woman turns toward you where she eats at a corner table, her smiling mouth half filled with food, her voluminous black hair framing her face. Sorry, a moment, please.
Okay.
She finishes, puts her food away. Comes over. She is lighter skin. She's got like big black hair that frames her face on the side. Hair goes down to about her shoulder. She has like these rosy cheeks, and she is a bigger builded lady and wearing sort of these. You see, like her clothing is pretty clean despite like the smells in here and the state of the outside. It is decently clean in here. Good to meet you. I am Zendaya. And welcome to my store. So, what are we looking for today? Are we looking for, the soaps? I've got candles, antitoxins, oils, perfume. I can. I've also got healing potions in stock again. If you are needing something to patch up an injury right quick. But what are you looking for?
We actually had a question?
Oh, my dear, you look like you are a bit, hmm, you look a little bit under the weather. Are you making sure to get enough?
Yeah. Yeah. Getting enough sleep, definitely.
Oh, that is good. And are you making sure that you are washing your face every day? Also, make sure to do this and make sure that wash your hands for at least 20 seconds after you use the restroom.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing all that. Thank you.
Very good. Daily hygiene is how we keep us healthy, yeah? So, but otherwise, what are you looking for? And Hilda's like, mein good Miss Zendasa, we wanted to come here and ask, have you heard about the prison break? Oh yeah, terrible thing that terrible. I was, oh, I was here brewing some potions, and I heard the terrible ruckus. I went onto the table, and I wasn't sure what was happening. But not long after that, I had a Crown's Guard come by and see I was, and well, terrible business that. Uh, what do you need to ask me for? And uh, I mean, I did not have any with with it. No, uh, no, of course. But we wanted to ask, um, well, we noted that some of the people who were involved, they seem to have, they do have this red mud or clay, on their feet. Um, do you know anything about that? Zendasa, she like Ponders for a second. Red clay.
Hmm.
Hmm. Red clay should not be found in Hapadou. No. No. Everything here is gray, black, or red. Is not something you will find in the town. But there might be. Oh, I know. You could find something like that further up the mountains. Near the. Well, do not be alarmed, but technically speaking, there are some volcanic caps in the Silver Quell Ridge.
That's really helpful. Okay, thank you.
No problem. Let me know if you need anything. Make sure that you are eating daily vegetables along with meat and bread for a balanced diet.
Yep, we'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Frau Zendasa. Have a good day. And you all turn to leave. Once you're outside, Bastion says, "Well, she was informative. What an interesting person. I simply must ask her about her work to find one's living in the and death, struggle against dirt and disease, to try and prolong health and life for as long as possible. A noble endeavor, ultimately one that she must fail against." Melwin is writing in her book again.
Oh, there she goes. Don't write and walk. Okay.
Oh, I'm very capable.
All right. So I guess we'll go and see about this little crab thing then. We're already by the prison too.
You head just a little ways long. The area has been cordoned off. Damage seemingly still being assessed. You see what looks like some local amongst those who are checking out the damage, what needs to be fixed, checking the rest of the construction of the exterior of the prison. There are more Crowns Guard than there were yesterday. You do see some people like kind of like watching from. There isn't like a crowd or anything.
Yeah, I think we should start by asking which guards were there last night and questioning them. Flashing our badges.
All right, so you want to ask if any of them.
Yes, if they've seen this crab.
You start speaking with them. What exactly do you say? As
Like, have you ever seen anything like this crab before? Are they like in the prison at all? If
you
not, do
flash
you
your.
know
Oh, yep.
who made the crab?
One of the locals, I'm sorry, one of the Crown's Guard takes a look at it. Oh, this looks like it's, let's see. I don't I think this is a Tinker Top. You're gonna want to talk to, Master Maker Clef Tinker Top. I think that he can help you. His shop up in the Idleworks shelf has been closed since the war picked back up. Our local leadership's got him and his daughter working on war machine designs and builder's plot. Head that way if you need to talk to him.
Ooh, yeah, I think we need to go, because what? War machine designs?
Well, yeah, conflict with Jorhas is getting a little more heated as of late. So gotta try and find some way to stop him.
Thank
All
you.
right, good luck. Yep. All right, is there anything else you would like to ask the guard?
Probably if they saw anything weird before the escape attempt or after. Probably more before, because the after would have been chaos.
You ask a little bit about it. None of the guards saw anyone get close to the prison wall. The guards, unfortunately, did not notice anything amiss. Those who were outside of the prison didn't see anybody approach. It's possible that they were missed, but as far as could be seen, it wasn't like somebody rolled up with a battering ram. The wall just exploded all of a sudden.
Yeah, okay. I guess we'll go to this master maker to see what's up there.
with this information in hand, you head to another part of. This is on the edges of the area, or rather, incorporated into the area that is beyond the defensive wall that Hupperduke has set up. The area where the explosions happen. This is also the area where a lot of the larger scale forging and stuff happen, kind of near to where you met Mr. Shutterstone yesterday. Stepping past those outer walls of the city brings you into row of shaded construction bays and towers, flank partially built catapults, heavy cannons, and odd experimental weaponry encircled by metal fences. You follow the directions you were given, and it leads you to some high piles of metal sheeting and the sounds of incessant hammering. There are some Crownsguard keeping watch over the area.
Would they be able to point us towards this Master Maker Clef Tinkertop's shop?
If you ask about it, they indicate the building where the sound hammer is coming from is what you're looking
Cool. Thank you. We'll go there.
for. Inside, you find a where there are a couple of gnomes working on a project together. The male gnome is middle aged, like sandy blonde hair, otherwise like slightly weathered, medium skin tone, mutton chops. The female gnome is clearly younger, but an adult, maybe into the equivalent of mid 20s. She also has the sandy blonde hair and has it into a tightly held together bun. They both have on thick leather aprons, leather gloves, boots, and they are both working on what appears to be some kind of large, outstretched piece of metal, which they are fitting with between others of somewhat different shape onto some kind of long, like pieces of like connected metal. It almost looks kind of like a bat's.
Hello?
You see they like look up, and the male gnome says, "Ah, sorry. Did we have a meeting, Rissa?" "No, Dad. We did not have a meeting." "Hi. How can we help you?"
Yeah, hi. We're investigating the everything that went down last night, and we were told to come here to find whoever made this thing.
Yep. You hold up the reminder. It is like the size of a dinner plate.
Yep.
Clef seemingly puts down his tools, walks over. "Can I see that?"
Yep.
He takes it in hand, looking it over. Wiggles the legs a little bit. "Ah, this is one of mine. It's not a. I don't recognize this as a reason. It's one of my older models." He looks it over. Actually takes it over to a work table. You see Rissa actually. Rissa kind of rolls her eyes a little, smiles, and walks over with him. "Dad, don't take too much time on this." "Oh, just give me a minute." And he takes something and he pops open the crab, and he starts looking at the mechanisms inside. "Oh, yeah, you got it, Dad. No wonder you're not working." "Oh, this isn't mine." No." He turns back to you. It looks like mine, but it's not. It's a poor copy. No wonder it stopped working after one clunk to the head. Well, I say head, it's really the whole body. I'm not sure crabs have heads separate from their bodies. Maybe I should consider that as a possibility for the next model." And Rissa taps his shoulder. "Dad, about the thing?" "Oh, right. So, yeah, it's based on mine, but it's an imitation. Honestly, it wouldn't take much more to make it on par with something that I made. But honestly, where did you get this?"
In the cell of the prisoner that escaped.
Oh, well, that's very strange. Um, huh. It kind of reminds me of someone, but it's very strange that it does.
Like who?
Oh, the work uh reminds me of an old colleague, talented but impatient and prone to copying others' works and not doing it well. The man was he was smart, but he just could not wait to do something right. He would want to do it, and if it didn't go well, he'd blame others.
And who is this? What is their name?
Oh, his name was Huron Stallmass. Human, I think from Rexentrum, if I remember. Haven't seen him in years, though.
Years. All right.
Yeah, he, his bad attitude and lack of originality, shall we say, caught up with him, and he got removed from our programs. Why don't you roll me a d6 to see if someone else might have a.
4.
Bastion pipes up. Pardon me, sir, but I was wondering, do you know anything about explosives? You know, black powder, I think it's called. Well, yeah. Rissa and Rissa like, Dad, why don't you keep working thing? Oh yeah. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Real quick, do you all want me to fix this one?
Sure.
Okay, I'll just need 15 gold for the materials and a few hours, and then it'll be right as rain.
There you go.
All right, you give him 15 gold pieces. Thank you, I'll get on it. Dad, as Clef starts fixing the little automaton, she kind of like walks over. Thanks for that. He is now going to be a few hours behind our main project, but we were getting kind of frustrated with it ways. It's a nice little distraction for him and a little break for me. So I guess proper introductions again. Rissa, Tinkertop, Father Clef, of course. You were asking about explosive. So the only sanctioned manufacturers of blasting powder and black powder in Upper Duke is the Firemark facility. They're the people that you want to talk to.
Okay. That sounds good.
And honestly, if you find out that Stallmast has anything to do with this, well, frankly, I'm kind of surprised that he would because the man has no patience for others. I remember him. I didn't work, but I remember him. Like my father says, no patience, smart, but also weirdly like lazy at times, or rather unimaginative. Sometimes couldn't come up with a new idea to save his life. I think he kind of not failed upwards with the term. I think he got put to a point where he was no longer a good fit for his position, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
Like yeah, like he was just good enough that he ended up past the point where he was actually good and then he didn't want to actually admit it. And so, well, insecurities can wreck anybody's.
Well, you all have been immensely helpful, and we will return for that little thing later.
Yeah, no worries. We'll make sure it's done.
Thank you.
You head to the Firemark facility. It's located on the other side of the wall, inside of the town proper. So it is a brown and red brick building, larger than you might have expected, with a black iron roof stretching over this large compound. It takes up most of a like town block. The air is scented with sulfur and blasting powder, similar to how the prison cells smelled when you were investigating. And as you draw near, you can see that there are Crown's guards keeping a close eye on the area. And as you even get close, One of them interrupts your approach and says, "Sorry, Firemark's facility is closed except by special."
Actually, and I'll pull out the badge. We're investigating the events the past day or so.
I understand that, but I do still need you to make an appointment.
When's the next available appointment?
Let me go ask Mr. Firemark's secretary. One moment. And the guard enters into the building.
Should tell
You
him
have
it's
to wait a couple.
important.
All right. And goes inside and then comes back out. Apparently, the next appointment is in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. We appreciate cooperation because this is in relation to an escaped prisoner, so. And our findings led us here.
Make a persuasion check.
17.
Oh, this isn't. Oh, oh, I see. Apologies. I didn't realize. Okay. Come in, please. Come in.
Yeah.
And she actually leads you inside. You see that a lot of the walls are actually forced with the same black iron as the roof. The front office is composed of hard dark wood. The secretary's desk is actually made of the same dark wood and some kind of treated iron, so it looks like it won't rust. After the guard explains it, the secretary says that she'll check with her boss. She goes into another room shortly and shortly says, "Mr. Firemark will see you now."
Thank you.
You're led into an office space that looks out into the manufacturing facility where you can see various pieces of industry going on that seems processing some kind of material. You also see pouring powder such into large barrels, which are very well reinforced and marked with both seemingly the logo for this company as well as the symbol of the Dwendalian Empire. The man behind the desk, who is currently going through what looks like a small mountain of paperwork, is a dark-skinned, shaved head, short, mostly gray black beard. He doesn't even look from the paperwork because he says, "What can I help you with?"
Well, we were told this is the place to learn about explosives and black powder.
If that's all you want to know, I can have my down of our nations
Hmm.
and our output, but I have a lot going on, and I don't my workday interrupted.
Yeah, I would like our workday to go well as well. We're actually here because there was an explosion inside of the prison last night.
Yes, I heard about it. What and hmm. He stops, looks up. Are you implying that some of my material was used in that event?
Well, we don't know. We were pointed here, so. Have you had anything
Look,
go
I don't.
missing?
He goes over to this little thing of boxes and cubby holes. Pulls out one, pulls out some ledgers, starts going through. This facility is watched every hour of every day. We have at least two guards on every entrance and exit. The windows are not accessible except from the inside. We don't have any access on the roof except for those that are locked in, except for in case of serious emergency. And everything is double checked at each work day. Yes, I'm checking right now. No. He turns to you. Everything is accounted for. Whatever blasting powder was utilized in that prison did not come from my facilities.
I feel like I want to insight that.
Sure, inside check.
Mine is 15. Mellowin, straight 19. Fast, dirty 20. And Hilda. Oh, Hilda only got a 13.
Basically, everybody is able to tell this man is not lying and seems very insulted by you insinuating that he either messed up somehow or that he is involved in something regarding the prison break.
Oh, boo hoo. Okay. All right. So if they didn't get it from here, where would they have gotten it? It was enough for
But,
several small
hmm,
explosions.
several small explosions, not one large one.
Right.
That sounds smart to me, frankly. Using smaller, multiple explosions would have given more of a chance to break up the wall. It's actually very smart. Gives me an idea. And he goes over and he starts writing something. Of course, I can't test it with my top outer artisan out, but as soon as she gets back in, we'll be able to out. Thank you for the idea. If necessary, we'll contact you regarding intellectual accreditation.
Okay. You still didn't answer my question though. Where else could somebody get this stuff?
Not anywhere in Hupperduke, I'll tell you that. It would have to come from somewhere else, and I suppose the next closest place might that might have it would be. I can't tell you exactly where our ships go, obviously, but considering that you're, mm, there are some options for let's Rockguard Garrison, Blade Garden. They have been receiving shipments in their efforts to, well, in their efforts against Jorhas, especially with Ashgard Garrison having fallen under Kryn control sometimes. My guess is that a lot of it will be retaking of the city.
Hang on. You said someone is out right now?
If you must know, yes, my most talented powder crafter has been out sick for a few weeks now. She got something terrible. She's one of our most diligent suppliers of raw materials, most skilled crafters of high quality blasting. She's been holed up in her house ever since she caught whatever she's got. Her co-workers have tried to visit her, as they've told me, but she's not letting but any. Really, honestly, can't lose her. I don't have anybody who can replace her on skill level. Frankly, so don't know where she gets some of her supply, and I really need it. If I need to pay for her doctor bills to get her to finally open up to me, then I will. But for now, she doesn't want anybody to catch what she has.
You don't think that's a little weird?
What do you mean?
That she's not letting anybody in?
I mean, if you were blowing chunks out of both ends, would
For
you want anyone to see you?
for weeks? For weeks. Like you would seek medical attention, wouldn't you? Like I just turn and look at like Hilda.
I don't know why she wouldn't have gone to, or perhaps a local cleric if she's been sick for that long. Surely she must have some measure of funds saved up to pay for any kind of healing that she needs, especially if she is one of your top producers. Yes, I frankly don't know her exact financial. Listen, if you all wouldn't mind go checking, make sure she's not dead, I'd appreciate it. And to sweeten the deal, he actually goes over to a heavy lockbox on one side of the room, opens it up. He has a little heavy, like a thick leather sack that is cinched and clasped closed. He brings it over. How about I offer you this? A sample of our product.
You know what? Sure.
Be careful with it, obviously. The explosion will hit everything within about 5 feet of it and ignite it with an open flame or a fuse, but perfectly safe as long as you keep it in there and you don't expose it to any kind of heat.
And
Now,
once she actually has it like in her hands, she's gonna be like, I was gonna do that for free, but it's nice to have this.
all right. Now, please go check on Nima, see if she's still alive. And if she is and still sick, I'd appreciate you also kicking her butt, or I guess gently carrying her to someone who can cure her disease.
Will do.
Thank you. Now, please have a good day, and I'm going to get back to work.
He was pleasant as we're leaving.
All right, Mr. Firemark goes back, and you all are escorted out of the office. The man works around such dangerous material. The possibility of death ever present should errantly misstep or cause a single spark.
Mellowin.
The stress must be tense. She's
Mellowin.
writing in her book again. Mellowin, uh, um, maybe you don't go asking questions to this. He seems a bit, um, it doesn't seem like he has the patience for questions.
I don't think that's gonna stop her. But good on you to
You're right,
try.
it won't stop me, but thank you for your concern, Hilda. Eh, maybe I can ask some of the regular. They're the ones who are dealing with those those powders every day. They're the ones who might make that fatal mistake. Oh, yes.
Maybe you could ask this Nima.
Yes. Oh, yes. Nima, which I did not mention it, but Mr. Firemark did give you directions to her home.
Yeah, got it. How long have the thefts been occurring? The disappearances of the materials?
It seems like they really started to get noticed like a few weeks ago.
She's been missing for, well, sick, air quotes, for a few weeks. Alright.
That is what he said, yes.
Interesting. I am suspicious. Let's go.
Nina Sinarid's home is located at the north end of the Iron Lot. This is actually not too far from. It's actually just west of the lodge, closer to the cliffside. It is a humble abode, green painted wooden walls, streaked with dirt through which you can see the line of water, rain hitting the sides and just flowing down, but it looks like the outside has proper cleaning in a while. There is a sign on the front door that reads, "Sickness within, do not disturb." And the curtains at all the windows are closed.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
You knock on the door and you hear a coughing, creaky voice from the other side. Stay away. I don't want anyone to get sick.
We were actually sent by your boss, you know, to take you somewhere where they can heal you.
No, I don't want to get anyone sick, especially not any here. I've already sent for more medicine. I'm sure that I will be getting better.
I mean,
Please tell him.
No, we were told to take you to a healer.
I must insist that I not be taken out of my home at this time.
That's a really weird request. Your healing's getting covered. So, like, I don't see the argument here.
Well, perhaps I could send you to one of the clerics.
I have a
in
cleric.
The upper.
Say hi, Hilda.
Yes. Miss Sinarid, I could perhaps be of assistance. Like as the voice, chatters on. I really don't think you want to come in. It's a mess, and I'm worried that I might be contagious. As the voice just continues on, Hilda just like puts her hand in front of her mouth and whispers to you, Honoria, that is not a gnomish woman.
What do you think it is?
And they're very nervous, whoever they are.
Okay. Yeah, I really think you should let us in, because we're not going to go away until you do. We're just trying to make sure you're okay, you know?
Look, I will be all right. I'm sure that I will make a good turn soon. Yes, I'm sure.
Is the door locked? It probably, right?
You try the door.
Yeah, I'll jingle the knob.
It is locked. Hey now, are you trying to break into my home?
No. Hey, Bastion, can you kick down this door?
Oh, sure. As the voice says, look, I can understand that perhaps my boss has implored you to try and get me back on the job, but I'm sure that I'll be making it any day now. And I need Bastion to make a strength check.
19.
19. I need you to roll.
Oh no. Did I kill him?
Bastion just steps up and kicks in the door. It crashes open. The voice stops. You see there is no one on the other side of the door.
Hello?
You don't see anybody.
Is it dark?
All of the curtains are drawn.
Can anybody see anything before we step in here?
Not from out here. I think we'll have to go inside.
All right. I'll go first.
All right. Honoria enters in. Make me a perception check.
15.
All right. You step just inside. You see that this section of the home is the kitchen and a little seating area. There are some doors that lead off of it. You note that there's cabinets, dressers to the side. There's a fireplace and a table with one of the chairs turned over, and another table at the far end next to a couple doors, which has been smashed and broken on the ground. And you said your perception was 16?
15.
15. All right. You feel like whoever it was, you should have seen them. Where did they go?
I don't see anything.
And then you just step like immediately to the of the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hilda enters and needs to make a perception check.
She got a 22.
22. Okay. Hilda enters, starts looking around, and then looks in your direction, glances up. There! And you turn and look, and dropping down on you from the rafters with a dagger held out, screaming a battle cry, is a kobold who says, "No witnesses!" And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Oh no. No witnesses.
So yeah, that's it for another episode of Dangerous Designs. We hope that you have enjoyed this and that you come back for the continuation of what's about to happen, wherein we're going to have another combat.
Oh boy.
So yeah, we are Velaman Vale. I'm Lore Master Bernard. With me, as always, is Jen the Bear Chief. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.